I'm an urban gardener.
I'm a PhD student in criminology law and society.
I have an expertise in construction history.
I also happen to be a swing dancer. Oh, and I'm a source.
And I really like being a source.
Great journalism requires great sources, and we want you to be one of them. Arizona PBS is building a network of viewers, people with insight into the stories we cover and the stories we should cover. Explore what it means to be a source for the Arizona PBS Public Insight Network at azpbs.org/pin. Coming soon to Arizona PBS.
On the road again. Just can't wait to get on the road again. The life I love is making music with my friends, and I can't wait to get on the road again.
Last of the Breed, a once-in-a-lifetime event with music legends Willie Nelson, Merle Haggard, and Ray Price, only on PBS.
Friday night at 7:30 on Arizona PBS.
Sergeant Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. This is take one.
Celebrate Sergeant Pepper's 50th anniversary. Go inside Abbey Road Studios to learn how the Beatles created a musical masterpiece.
Picture yourself in a boat on a...
It's the landmark album from the Beatles that changed music forever.
Saturday night at 7 on Arizona PBS. Support for Arizona PBS comes from viewers like you and from
Whitfill Nursery, proud to support Arizona PBS, a Valley tradition since 1946. Over 200 acres of Arizona-grown trees, citrus, and palms. Complete custom design and installation. And Whitfill Nursery still does the digging. WhitfillNursery.com.
I'm David Goldstein, owner of Biltmore Loan and Jewelry. We buy or loan on upscale assets. We have over 30 years of experience in determining values of automobiles, jewelry, art, collectibles, and antiques. For more information and appointments, BiltmoreLoan.com.
From the Cronkite Studios in downtown Phoenix, this is Cronkite News.
It's America First, the president's decision on the Paris Climate Agreement and how Arizona officials are responding.
Hands off that phone, a hands-free ordinance in Pima County goes into effect today.
Progress for Penn Zone, what the next steps are in deconstructing a legacy left behind by his predecessor, Joe Arpaio.
Cronkite News starts now.
Good evening and welcome to Cronkite News on Arizona PBS. I'm Annika Walters.
And I'm Tyler Finger. Thank you for joining us tonight. President Donald Trump has officially decided to withdraw the United States from the Paris Climate Agreement, but is open to renegotiation. In a statement he gave at the White House this afternoon, President Trump said despite opportunities in solar and renewable energy, he wants the U.S. coal and oil industries to thrive.
So we're getting out, but we will start to negotiate, and we will see if we can make a deal that's fair.
Concern. On Wednesday, Mayor Greg Stanton shared a statement on Twitter. He states, quote, climate change is already harming Arizona and threatens to further stress the Colorado River, impose prolonged drought, fuel even more dangerous wildfires, and increase high temperatures. We can't turn our backs. In Phoenix, we will continue to do our part by working toward becoming a zero-waste, carbon-neutral city by 2050. End quote. And Cronkite News wants to hear your opinion on Trump's decision to leave the Paris Climate Agreement. Our Public Insight Network is collecting feedback from our viewers. Feel free to text Paris to 602-900-9457 or log on to cronkitenews.azpbs.org to share your thoughts on the president's decision to withdraw.
As the weather heats up, the Border Patrol has a warning. Now is not the time to try to cross into the U.S. from Mexico. Today in Yuma, the Border Patrol demonstrated how it performs search and rescue operations. Agents highlighted the technology they use to find people in trouble. They also discussed the dangers to discourage those who might try to cross into the U.S. illegally.
We're just out here showing people, obviously our number one point to get across is don't cross the border in these conditions. Don't cross the border ever, but especially not when the temperatures rise. We just kind of wanted to show you how we operate, how a search and rescue evolution.
One of the largest Latino advocacy organizations is back in Arizona. The National Council of La Raza will host its annual conference at the Phoenix Convention Center in July. The event will likely attract more than 4,000 people to discuss issues such as civil rights. The event is geared toward family-friendly activities. At a press conference, Mayor Greg Stanton praised the upcoming event and highlighted the economic contributions made by Latinos to the city of Phoenix.
Congressman Ruben Gallego is back in the Valley this week while the House of Representatives is on recess. The congressman hosted an immigration forum in Central Phoenix last night in an effort to make sure his constituents know their rights. At Osborne Middle School in Phoenix, just like during the school day, the goal was learning.
It's a different world here now with the new administration, and we want to make sure that people are protected.
The immigration information session was a chance for community members to ask questions about their rights.
We have a lot of fear in the community right now that's leading to really bad decisions, and we want to make sure that we can dispel as much of those myths.
Advocates use skits to show the audience how to handle situations involving law enforcement. The key takeaway for those in attendance: immediately call a lawyer if they feel their status is being challenged.
Their chances of getting a much more complicated case are less now. We can prevent them from making some serious mistakes that can get them into trouble.
But for Representative Gallego, fear of getting caught is a very real problem some of his constituents are facing.
You never want any family living in fear. You want a family to actually be living their full lives and try to help them become legal permanent residents, eventually citizens. But when they live in fear, bad outcomes occur from there.
Representative Gallego says they will host more of these events if there is enough demand in the community.
We have an update tonight on a story we have been following all week. Federal preservation funding for Route 66 is set to disappear in 2 years. While there are plans for a bill that would preserve funding for the historic road, Congressman Ruben Gallego told us he believes the road will end up getting the funding it needs.
While it may be a risk, you're going to have a lot of people that are going to actually, both Democrat and Republicans, work together to make sure they renew the funding to keep that important piece of American heritage together.
You may remember Representative Michelle Grisham from New Mexico says she will co-sponsor the bipartisan bill, which designates Route 66 as a National Historic Trail and sets aside money every year for preservation. Last April, new Maricopa County Sheriff Paul Penzone announced that he was shutting down Tent City, and just last week, the last of the tents were put away. Cronkite News reporter Patricio Espinosa was there, and today he tells us what life was like inside Tent City.
One by one, the last of Tent City came down, a day many thought will never come.
The stage that we're in now is the teardown. It is taking those structures down, bringing them down to the ground.
Opened in 1993, Tent City was former Sheriff Joe Arpaio's creation, a place he once promised to never close down. At one point, more than 1,000 inmates were housed here. 52-year-old Tony Kersnarich was one of them. After a DUI in 2016, he ended up in Tent City.
You had a lot of time to think, At night, you couldn't sleep as easy as you could with your own bed. You're in a bunk with a bunk above you or below you.
This is it. We're talking about one tent, approximately about 28 beds, and here is pretty much where inmates, men and women, not all in the same tent, will spend their days outdoors.
You wake up pretty much with the light. As soon as the sun comes up, you're up.
24 years have passed since the first tents went up. But in a matter of minutes, metal cutters easily took down the green canvas. The world this former inmate remembers, a place he says where only one thing kept him in check with reality, then and now.
The watch reminds me of the time that I spent in Tent City. It's just a little reminder of my past, which I don't dwell on, but it's important that we learn from it.
In Tent City, Patricio Espinosa, Cronkite News.
More than 700 inmates have already been moved to different facilities across the county. And Sheriff Penzone says the shutdown of Tent City would save about $4.5 million to taxpayers. Money he wants to reinvest in new programs for inmates and better salaries for his deputies.
For drivers in Pima County, picking up your cell phone could get you pulled over by police. Starting today, a new ordinance goes into effect banning drivers from using any electronic device while behind the wheel. And it isn't just texting. Any cell phone activity falls under the ban. For now, drivers who violate the ban have a 60-day grace period. During this time, deputy sheriffs will give a written notice and an education pamphlet for violators. Some cities like Tucson have already put into effect similar hands-free laws.
Tomorrow marks the start of Safety Week for all-terrain drivers. The ATV Safety Institute and the Arizona Game and Fish Department will offer free training courses. Classes will be offered at the Ben Avery Shooting Facility in North Phoenix for both new and experienced drivers. The course is designed to decrease driving injuries in the state. For more information, you can visit atvsafety.org. A Glendale student has been training for months to spell her way up to the Scripps National Spelling Bee.
Coming up on Cronkite News, Penda Ba shares her experience representing Arizona in the National Spelling Bee.
And ASU students are on the move, making a difference where they can. How these students are helping the Sun Devil community grow.
Editor of the CBS Evening News. In our changing media landscape, it is crucial for journalism education to ensure a commitment to the truth, unbiased reporting, strong ethics, unwavering fairness, and above all else, accuracy. These are the hallmarks of ASU's Walter Cronkite School of Journalism and Mass Communication. It's a place where students can innovate and transform the news industry while always upholding the values of the school's namesake. The Cronkite School at ASU, preparing the next generation for a stronger future of journalism.
Discover so much more at azpbs.org/schedule, where it's easier than ever to find out what's on Arizona PBS. Access interactive digital and printable program guides, repeat times, and full episode descriptions. Watch program previews of best bets for the coming week. Search by title to find your favorite shows. You can even add programs to your calendar and get email reminders when they're about to start. It's easier than ever to find out what's on Arizona PBS. Discover so much more at azpbs.org/schedule. When you want to be more connected, friend us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, watch us online.
Losing is never easy, but it's even harder when you're still a kid. Cronkite News Washington reporter Noelle Lilly caught up with Penda Ba from Glendale, who took her elimination from the Scripps National Spelling Bee in stride.
Every year, students journey from across the country to compete in the Scripps National Spelling Bee. For 13-year-old Penda Ba of Glendale, that journey ended last night.
Well, I didn't feel that confident. I scored and I saw that I got some of them right, so then I got a little brighter, but I don't think I did well enough.
Sequestration was the word that Penda Ba spelled correctly at the 2017 Scripps National Spelling Bee. However, it was the preliminaries written test from 2 days before that ultimately eliminated her from the competition. But for Penda, she says the experience is not a regret.
Making new friends, I'm learning a bunch of new words, and taking the experience so I can teach other people.
Penda's mother says their family couldn't be prouder.
I'm feeling very proud. We are all very proud of her. You know, if you work hard and you believe on yourself, no matter what, one day you will achieve your goal.
Penda says she even hopes to one day pass the torch on to her younger brother.
I think it was still fun.
Yeah.
Even though I can't come back next year, I can always coach my brother.
Penda says she'll always remember the experience.
Glad I came here. Even though I didn't make it, I'm still glad because I made some new friends and I had this awesome experience that I can keep with me for the rest of my life.
In Washington, Noelle Lilly, Cronkite News.
The 2017 Scripps National Spelling Bee champion will be announced tonight on ESPN.
Some Arizona State students are giving up part of their summer to share the Sun Devil spirit outside the state. Cronkite News Los Angeles reporter Devin Gooden was in Anaheim, California to find out how Sun Devil athletics and the ASU Caravan are giving back to the community.
The Sun Devil Caravan had a 2-day event in Southern California, bringing along several student athletes, band members, and some of the 942 crew, Arizona State's student section group. Sun Devil Athletics has made it a point to visit not just Arizona cities, but also Southern California to appeal to the larger ASU community in the region. Members of the caravan assisted with packaging at a local food bank and visited Walt Disney Elementary School in Anaheim.
The Sun Devil Caravan is all about getting back to the community. We want to come out here and help make a mark on the people here to show them what ASU truly believes in, and that's giving back to people. ASU is an amazing school, and so this is a huge population of the people that could possibly go to ASU.
Kylie was a part of an ASU contingent of 30 that visited a food bank in Garden Grove, a community near Anaheim. The next day, while at Walt Disney Elementary School, the group led a presentation with the help of Sparky. The purpose was to show the kids what the Sparky acronym meant and to influence the students to pursue ASU. Principal T.Li Fielder felt the ASU caravan proved beneficial for her students.
I think it just gives them an opportunity to see what the future is like for them, hearing from other students that are further along in their experience. I would imagine that for the students and coaches that came today, that is inspiring to them and a very positive experience.
The caravan has only been on the road for 4 short years, but Associate Athletic Director Bill Kennedy is hopeful that events like this will provide a positive impact for Sun Devil Athletics.
One of the things that we do is bring student athletes, band members, 942 crew members, and the great thing is these are very popular trips and activities, so each year it has gotten easier to get student athletes to come along and be a part of it, and it's just continued to grow.
The caravan finished its summer tour in Yuma on its way back to Tempe. For Cronkite News, I'm Devin Gooden.
The ASU Caravan is the traditional kickoff to the summer season. You can keep up with the caravan at www.sundevilclub.com.
Speaking of ASU, some students are making magic happen.
Not quite with broomsticks, but with PVC pipes. Coming up, how the fantastical sport of Quidditch found its way to the Valley.
It's a beautiful day in the Valley today. Your 7-day forecast coming up.
I think I finally found my hallelujah. I've been waiting for this moment all my life now. All my dreams are coming true, yeah. I've been waiting for this moment. It's good to be alive right about now. Right about now.
Officially from 36, and he hooks it in. Arizona State wins. Keeping one deep, and it is caught. Jalen Strong. Do you believe it?
New research shows the interest in electric and hybrid cars is on the rise. Alexis Arms shows us what's driving the increase.
Gas prices have fallen 40% lower than 5 years ago, but according to a recent study done by AAA, more than 30 million Americans are likely to buy an electric car for their next vehicle.
Right now, my car gets about 60 miles to the gallon, but I think I could do a lot better with that, so I'm thinking about trading my car in and getting something a little more environmentally friendly.
A poll from the University of Texas at Austin found that 91% of millennials believe climate change is happening.
It's not really about gas prices for me, it's more what I'm doing for the environment, because gas prices are pretty low, but at the end of the day, knowing that I'm contributing to the cause for the environment, it's a good feeling.
Another leading factor in the green transition, technology.
Look at millennials. They love this technology. They're early adopters of it, and they want it in their next car. So we believe that electric vehicles are poised to be a very big staple vehicle in the future, and we believe millennials are going to be a very big part of driving that trend.
There are still concerns over how far a single charge will take drivers, but according to AAA, the number of charging stations in the valley has quadrupled in the last 5 years. They also say that the average round-trip commute is about 31 miles, well within the vehicle's 100-mile range.
If you are in the market for a car, it's not a bad idea to take a look at one. You never know, it might be something that you thought you would never drive, but once you get in it, you might love it, and it might be your next vehicle.
In Phoenix, Alexa Arms, Cronkite News.
Well, no matter what kind of car you have, if you're driving around the valley this weekend, you may want to crank up the AC.
Madison Connor has the latest forecast. Madison, I think we all want to know, how hot will it get?
Well, Tyler, it's not that bad out today. We're looking at around 97. It's pretty sunny and calm. You can see that we are actually underneath the average of today. That's usually 100, and thankfully well below the high of 111 that was made in 2012. Looking into our temperatures across the state, you can see that it's pretty nice up there in the north, 69 in Grand Canyon, 72 in Flagstaff, but it does heat up down here in Tucson and Casa Grande at 94. Pulling into our 7-day forecast, you can see that there are those triple digits that you're looking for. Unfortunately, those lead right back into next week and 107 on Monday. Madison Connor, Cronkite Weather.
People often separate the world of books from the world of sports. But at Comic-Con in Phoenix last weekend, we found one sport that bridges this gap. Among the madness at Phoenix Comic-Con, Arizona State Quidditch players taught young fans of Harry Potter to play a game that went from fantasy to real life. For 8-year-old Bailey Follett, playing Quidditch sent her practically soaring through the clouds.
My favorite part is where you get to fly in the broomstick. It's like you're flying, and then you get to toss the ball. I pretend I'm flying.
Quidditch is the sport the fictional Harry Potter played at Hogwarts, flying high on his Nimbus 2000, but without the magic of flight on a broomstick, young Comic-Con fans played a more grounded version, running around on a PVC pipe and scoring by throwing deflated balls at goalposts from both ends of the room.
Of course, people of all shapes and sizes and ages love to enjoy Comic-Con, but McKenna Baum, captain of the ASU Quidditch team, tells me a specific reason why she's here.
And we kind of spread it as a sport, you know, and let them know, because a lot of these kids have so much fun, and like I'm sure we're gonna see them again. Like we do see people like, you know, coming back, and we've even gotten players like on our team from this sort of thing. So it's really like, I think I like people's reactions the best out of everything, because we say it and they're like, you play what?
ASU's had a club Quidditch team since 2009 and is a part of U.S. Quidditch, serving more than 4,000 athletes on almost 200 teams nationwide. According to usquidditch.org, there are 153 collegiate Quidditch teams, including Arizona State. Saturday, June 3rd, marks the death of a legend.
Muhammad Ali left quite the mark on the face of boxing. Coming up on Cronkite News, we take a look back at Ali's impact on the Valley.
possibilities. Your day is filled with them.
Reach up, energy in the fingertips, collapse.
TV, play Downton Abbey.
And PBS helps everyone discover theirs. Anytime, anywhere.
Up in the sky, you can see it.
PBS, we're with you for life.
This weekend marks the one-year anniversary of legendary boxer Muhammad Ali's death. A civil rights activist and a great fighter, Ali inspired thousands around the globe. Tonight we take a look back at how people reacted to the Phoenix resident's death last year.
We saying goodbye to a legend, a one of a kind. You know, there's never going to be none like him, I don't think, in my lifetime.
I enjoyed his spunk about what he did, what he has done for the children here and there and everywhere.
Muhammad Ali, I think, shows how this country truly should have been and the potential it still has to keep going on forward.
Ali's hometown was Louisville, but he spent the last 10 years of his life here in Scottsdale. Phoenix residents placed flowers and tributes at memorials across the valley, both at the Scottsdale Hospital where Ali died and at the Muhammad Ali Parkinson Center at the Barrow Neurological Institute.
The Muhammad Ali Parkinson Center at Barrows is one of the largest, most respected in the country, and I've already had people coming up to me, past entertainers, past honorees, saying, hey, we want to help, we want to get this thing going again. And
I'm lucky that I'm in the best place for Parkinson's.
This means that life with Parkinson's disease and life caring for someone with Parkinson's disease is significantly better than it would be otherwise.
He left a legacy of loyalty. I think he was loyal not only to his hometown, Louisville, where I'm from, but also to his adopted town, Phoenix, where he was really more like a citizen than a celebrity here.
Ali passed away in Scottsdale on June 3rd. He was 74 years old.
Cronkite News is proud to be the news division of Arizona PBS. Here's what's coming up on Arizona Horizon and PBS NewsHour.
On the next Arizona Horizon, an In Focus special. ASU Gamage Executive Director Colleen Jennings-Rogensock talks about her career in the arts and her experiences getting big-name Broadway shows to the Valley.
I'm Judy Woodruff on the next NewsHour, making sense of what happens to cities when they become too expensive for the middle class to live there. That's Thursday on the PBS NewsHour.
That's it for Cronkite News tonight. Thanks for joining us.
For top Arizona stories anytime, go to our website, cronkitenews.azpbs.org.
Congratulations to Cronkite News, the news division of Arizona PBS, which recently was named the best student-produced nightly newscast in the country by the Society of Professional Journalists in the annual Mark of Excellence Awards.
Explore new ideas and new worlds here on Arizona PBS, a community service of Arizona State University.
The easiest and best way to support Arizona PBS is by becoming a sustaining member. Your monthly contribution of $5 or more comes directly from your bank account or credit card, so you know your membership is always current. It also means no more renewal notices in your mailbox. So more of your dollars go to the programs you love. It's convenient for you, greener for us, and better for the planet. Become a sustaining member today.
Coming up next on Arizona PBS, Life and World. Become a news source for the Arizona PBS Public Insight Network. Your ideas and insights can help us create relevant and distinctive reporting. Join now at azpbs.org/pin. Coming soon to Arizona PBS.
Last of the breed, a once-in-a-lifetime
once-in-a-lifetime event with music legends Willie Nelson, Merle Haggard, and Ray Price, only on PBS.
Friday night at 7:30 on Arizona PBS.
Journalism is a fallen profession, but it is still our only hope, because public affairs is more than the news of the day. What we need is checks and balances. This medium has the power to touch, inform, and connect. And that's what I discovered in doing it, and why I've done it for 44 years.
Tuesday night at 7 on Arizona PBS.
Do you know me? Of course we do. We'll never forget Pavarotti and how he thrilled us for 50 years. Delight in his singing all over again when Great Performances presents Pavarotti, A Voice for the Ages.
Wednesday night at 7 on Arizona PBS. Support for Arizona PBS comes from viewers like you and from
Friendship Village Tempe, a retirement community for over 30 years, offers independent living with residency options, lifelong learning classes, as well as continuing care. Information at friendshipvillageaz.com. Yupa's Thai Kitchen in Tempe features fresh, authentic Thai cuisine and vegetarian Thai dishes served in a homeland-style decor atmosphere. Open for lunch and dinner 7 days a week. Information at 480-839-0576.
Coming up next on this special In Focus edition of Arizona Horizon, a one-on-one interview with Colleen Jennings-Rogensock. She's a force in the art world, Arizona's only Tony Award voter, and the woman in charge of all of ASU's events. A Horizon in Focus with Colleen Jennings-Rogensock next on Arizona Horizon.
Arizona Horizon is made possible by contributions from the Friends of Arizona PBS, members of your PBS station. Thank you.
Good evening and welcome to this special In Focus edition of Arizona Horizon. I'm Ted Simons. Tonight, our guest is the kind of person you'd like to have at your dinner party. Colleen Jennings-Rogensock, Executive Director of ASU's Gamage Auditorium. Jennings-Rogensock began her career as a dancer and then moved backstage to become one of the most important people in the world of Broadway. She spends a lot of her time in New York seeing plays and musicals, and now, among her many responsibilities, she's overseeing the renovation of ASU's football stadium. We welcome Colleen Jennings-Rogensock to Arizona Horizon. Good to see you again.
Good to see you, Ted, as always.
There's so much to talk to you about, but we're here on stage at Gamage Auditorium, and when you look around, does this feel like your baby?
It is so my baby. It is my big, beautiful baby who has gone through growing pains like any other big, beautiful baby. We've added 118 stalls and 2 elevators to this big, beautiful baby, so everyone is guaranteed to have a great time.
But you personally, I mean, this is it's like your identity almost,
You know,
isn't it?
it truly is, and I'm not really even kidding about the bathrooms and the stalls, because I was taking someone on tour the other day and I said, oh, these ramps that come up into the building, they weren't here before I came. Oh, that big signage outside and the fact that this large sound shell can move, that wasn't here before I came. I sort of just went on an architectural adjustment tour through Gamage.
How important, though, I mean, this is such a lovely theater. How important are theaters to theater people?
You know, they're extremely important because, first of all, people fall in love with what's on the stage, but they also fall in love with what houses the stage. And so in our case, this is the last building Frank Lloyd Wright built and designed. And it has not only that great international architectural notoriety, but it's also home to people who have asked their hand in marriage, who watched their child graduate, who became a citizen of the United States, who was sworn in the Arizona bar, or in our case, one of my most special events, that we laid Arizona's favorite son, Senator Barry Goldwater, to rest on this stage at his request.
Yeah, so I mean, it's much more than a theater, but I know that when people like touring groups come here, they must, the first reaction when they see this place?
You know, the first thing they go is, we had no idea it was so big, and sometimes I believe secretly Valley, we're the mini Grand Canyon. So when you stand on the stage and you look out into the house over 3,017 seats, you do feel like you're looking at the Grand Canyon. But Mr. Wright was brilliant. The grand tier and the balconies are very close. So while it's a big space, it's an intimate space. So we have artists like Billy Crystal who came and did his one-man show here, and he was like, oh, 3,000 seats, 3,000 seats. And then he stood on the stage and went, whoa, this is really a very intimate space. And I think that's why it's a favorite space for our theater goers in the Valley, but also for producers to have their work travel here. It looks much better. And I've had artists who, from David Stone, who's done Wicked, to Tom Schumacher, the president of Disney Theatrics, saying, you know, our work looks better here than it does in New York.
Isn't that something?
Than in London,
yes,
than in Toronto.
Yes. Your enthusiasm for theater is obvious. When did you decide, as a kid, that this was your life?
You know, I think you know things when you're very young. My father was in the military. We were Air Force brats. He was in the Strategic Air Command, so we moved everywhere. So I would create shows, and in the 4th grade, I created a show which starred my sister, and we did a series of Broadway show tunes, and I sold tickets. I put up the advertising, I pitched the tent in the backyard, and my parents were like, what a strange child. And I would run shows all summer long. And so I think it was in the 4th grade that I started presenting work.
And I'd read as well that you actually watched the Tony Awards. I mean, you would sit in front of that TV wrapped.
You know, my parents, there was one time in our life where we could have our television trays and watch television together as a family, and it was the Tonys. And at that time, not only did they do Broadway shows, but plays were exceedingly important. So you would watch segments from every single play. It was one of the most fabulous things, and both my parents have passed on, but before they did, I was able to call them and say, Mom and Dad, I'm going to the Tonys.
Yes.
And it was really quite a thrill.
Did they ever try to talk you out of it? Say, you know, it's kind of a peripatetic life there, it's a little vagabondy.
No, they were really great. They gave me some excellent sacred texts by which to guide my life. You will be a success if you just broaden your horizons, you give back to your community, and my dad always said, get a job. I've done all 3 with this. Broaden my horizons every single day, give back to the community, and I have a job.
Started as a dancer.
Yes.
How far did you go with dance?
You know what? I danced for a while with a couple of modern dance companies, so it was really antithetical to my Broadway work. I did work with Matthew Diamond. I did work with Trish Brown, who has since passed on. I've done work with a lot of different contemporary dance organizations, and I was a Martha Graham trained dancer.
Talk to us about that. I mean, working under Martha Graham.
Well, I learned classes from Martha, and I learned technique from her. I then worked with companies that were trained in the Graham technique. So I danced with the Dance Connection, I danced with Colorado Dance Theater, and we really did contemporary dance work.
Okay.
And very different than Broadway. It was the downtown scene.
Yes.
It was Bill T. Jones, who we've often had
Oh,
here.
yes.
Bill says I'm one of the few people who's known him way before his life, when he was an obscure dancer, and he and his life partner Arnie were together.
Did you do some choreography as well?
I was a choreographer, and I loved choreographing, which really lends itself to running a theater, because you have a problem, and generally it's a spatial problem, and you get a group of people together and say, if you take that part, you take that part, you take that part, and boom, we have a show. So it makes perfect sense that being a choreographer translates into being an executive director of a theater.
Did it make perfect sense to you to go into the organizational aspect of the arts?
You know, actually, initially it didn't, and I have a great mentor. He's still alive. Shelton Stanfill is his name, and he ran Wolf Trap in Vienna, Virginia, the LA Music Center. He was the cultural director of the Olympics when they were in Munich, and we became friends. And he said, what do you want to do with your life? And I said, well, I always want to be around dance. And he said, well, how about other things? How about chamber music? How about acting? How about a series of other things? And I said, okay. So he hired me. He hired me for my very first gig. And the reason he hired me, and there were a number of people who wanted the job, 200 to be precise, applied. He said, I chose you because you have passion. You can teach anyone to sell widgets, but you cannot teach someone passion. And they either love something or they don't. And I deeply love dance and have learned to love all of it.
You've learned to love all of it, but after all these years,
yes,
do you miss it a little bit when you see the performers?
I always do. And I can tell when I truly love a dance performance. I sit in the audience going, I wish I was in that role. I wish I was doing that dance.
In 1992, you're here, you come to Arizona State University. When you first arrived in Tempe, first arrived in Arizona, you looked around, this is your new life now. What'd you think?
You know?
Be honest with us now.
It was the desert. It was it was the summer that it got to be 124 degrees, and I kept saying to my husband, I don't think real people live in this heat. I don't know. And he's wonderful. He's a volcanologist, and life changes very long in terms of a volcanologist's life. You know, you have plate tectonics, and that was in 1968. Nothing's changed since then. He said, don't worry, let's give it a year and see what it's like. And I got through my first summer, and it was perfect, because this is a state, and the valley is a place that says welcome. Welcome to Arizona, and we're glad you're here. And immediately people started knocking on my door going, could you sit on this board? Could you come and talk to us? Could we be engaged? So for a military brat, which I am, it was a wonderful place to come in and stake your claim.
Part of staking that claim was a vision, obviously, for Gamage Auditorium. What was Gamage like then? Some of us remember what it was like then. And when you look around now, is this what your vision was then?
Yes. I will tell you, when I came, Gamage was in a bit of trouble. It had kind of a black eye. It was deeply in debt and really didn't have a mission.
Okay, we are here off hours, which is the only reason I am in the women's restroom. But you are so proud of these women's restrooms. This is a piece of...
Isn't this extraordinary?
This is a work of art itself.
This is amazing, because we have put in 88 brand new women's restrooms, which, understand, when this building was built, there were 25 women's stalls and 40 men's stalls. Oh. So we now have 118 women's stalls, but it's just the ability that there's no standing in line, they're lovely and gorgeous, there's a little hook here for your purse even.
Oh my goodness.
And that we've still managed to maintain and keep up Mr. Wright's thought of color and space. And this, to give you an idea of where we're standing, this used to be on the outside. We would be outside at this point in time. So together with the staff, and I have the most amazing, brilliant staff, we worked on what should our mission be. And our mission is connecting communities, not to present great Broadway on the stage, not to have contemporary dancers in residency, not to do arts education, which we all do, but how do we connect to the communities we serve? And having that as our mantra, we were able to build all of this.
Well, but in connecting with the community, you've got to figure out something that will attract the community. How do you figure out which plays, which musicals, which art installations, whatever they are, dance companies, will work and which will not?
I have a three-way test.
Uh-oh.
Gut, heart, head. When I am watching a work and if it hits me in the gut, I continue to sit forward, be engaged, and then it fills my heart. And then intellectually, it's in my head, and I never forget it. I have yet to sit out in that seat or any other seat and not go, wow, this is amazing, and this is for the communities that we serve. And it ranges from, as you know, Curious Incident of the Dog in the Nighttime is coming here, a story about a young man who's on the spectrum and he thinks differently than we all think. What an interesting, important work for people to look at. I think about, of course, who doesn't look at the big shows? Who doesn't look at the Hamiltons of the world and go, that is important to the Valley of the Sun in the state of Arizona?
Have you ever had a booking that everything, the three metrics there all work
Gut,
for
heart,
you?
head.
Yeah, but it didn't quite catch.
You know, I tend to lean on the adventuresome side. As my parents say, you will be a great success if you broaden your horizons. So there's sometimes when we're just a little bit ahead of the curve. Not a lot, but a little bit ahead of the curve. But ultimately, it balances itself out.
Right.
We worked with a great contemporary choreographer. Her name was Pina Bausch. She has since passed on. And Pina is a seminal artist around the valley. And we brought Pina's first piece, which the stage was filled with carnations, and we had people, over 70 people involved in the community, ironing shirts and doing a series of things. This is contemporary dance.
Yes.
And a German, she was German from Wuppertal, Germany. And I'm not sure people immediately fell in love with Pina, but we brought Pina 2 more times, and we actually ultimately commissioned her very first work, and it was a work about the American Southwest. And people just, it sold out. It was just incredible. But the very first time, I think people went,
yes.
I'm not quite sure about that, but by the end, they are.
Your head, heart, gut says, I don't know about this. I'm not so crazy. This is personally not necessarily what I'm excited about, but it was a raving success.
It was a huge success. And I even think there are times when you look at work, and I look at work now, and think, wow, I think this is really going to be wonderful in time. So part of my role is also following an artist and saying, I like that work, but I think I'm going to like your next work better. And I think we'll be ready for your next work. And we've seen that in the artists that we've looked at over 3 years period of time. Daniel Bernard Romaine, Bill T. Jones, Anne Bogart. All of these artists have grown, and we've grown with them and stayed committed to them.
You are a Tony Award voter.
I am.
How did that happen?
Well, what's really wonderful is there are about 700 of us, and you have to be nominated. You have to have letters of recommendations from people in the business, and then you have to be willing to sit in the dark a lot. A lot.
I was going to ask, I mean, you have to look not just at the performance, you have to look at all different aspects of the performance.
Every single thing. And it ranges from, because sometimes shows open and they don't stay open very long. So I can see upwards of 68 plays and musicals in the course of a year. And sometimes I start out in London, seeing them in the West End. And that's how important the Valley of the Sun has become. I have London producers calling me saying, can you come over and see this work? Because sometimes we think we may jump that work, not go to Broadway right away, come onto the road. And The Bodyguard is one of those pieces about, it's a Whitney Houston story, really the film. And they said, well, do you think that this will make it without having to go to Broadway first? And I said, yes. Everyone knows this, knows The Bodyguard, knows the music, knows Whitney Houston. And so I do, and I sit in the theater, and I'm not just looking at just what's happening on the stage. I'm also, my tentacles are out of people around me.
Yes.
And if you've ever sat next to me in a theater that is not my own, I will turn to you and say, what are you doing here? Who are you? And why this show? And I'm always picking up that kind of information to see how everyone relates to it.
Do the other voters ever surprise you when you find out who won?
You know, knock wood, I'm pretty much spot on most things. But I know one year I was quite surprised, and a number of my colleagues, because I get to go to the Tonys as well, were sitting around me going, are you surprised? I go, yeah, I'm surprised. Just once or twice I've been surprised.
How do you, though, I mean, this is just personal, but contests regarding art have always been kind of curious to me, because I don't necessarily understand, with art, you're kind of saying, you're the winner, you're not. And you know, you understand what I'm saying?
Absolutely, and it's like when I watch diving. I'm actually a USA Swim official. I get it. You get to the end of the pool, you touch, and you've won. I watch diving and go, I wonder what they're looking at. I have no idea. But in contest of art, I think it is about both what the work has to say, who's saying it. As you know, of late, there's been a lot of stars in things, and so people go, oh, that star. And sometimes stars are right for shows, and sometimes they're not. But often for me, I'll look at a show and say, what's that show like without the star? How's that show going to hold up with no star in it? And I think all of those things come to play.
I want to get back to this in a second, but you just said you are also a swim official?
I'm a USA Swim
official.
Where
do you get the time for that?
Whenever I have time, ask Coach Bob Bowman, because I also officiate ASU swim meets, and I do USA swim meets, and I do Masters meets. And I loved it. My daughter, Kelsey Rogensock, was a USA swimmer, was an All-American swimmer, and a U.S. Masters world holder in the 200 fly and the 400 meter IM. And so as a mom, I am not one of those, can I sit on a bench and drink coffee and eat cookies and chat? I'm like, where can I get in, dig my heels in, and help out? And so I became an official when she was an itty-bitty, a little tiny fish, and remain so to this day and love it.
And now she's still competing?
Go Devils.
Is she competing?
No, she's currently finishing Fulbright in Indonesia.
Oh, my goodness,
she's actually working as a copy editor at the Jakarta Post.
And your husband, a volcanologist?
He works on volcanoes. volcanoes around the world. And he is at ASU as a research scientist.
Does he enjoy going to the theater?
He loves the theater.
Oh.
Do you know, more scientists love the theater and go to the theater than necessarily arts professors or art students. And why is that? Because they're in rehearsal and they're working on pieces.
Right.
But scientists have time. So we have a lot of engineers and scientists and business leaders who are our season ticket holders.
You come from the arts background, he comes from the science background. Does he ever say something about a performance that makes you go, oh, I never thought of it that way?
First of all, he is an audiophile, so he has a better ear for music than I will ever have. So he knows and understands music, but he also understands theater. And we call my daughter our canary in the mine shaft, because her first Broadway musical, she was 3 years old when she went. And people turned and they looked at me with a askance eye and said, why'd you bring this kid?
Yeah.
And at the intermission, they went, oh my God, she behaves better than the adults. And I said, you have to understand, her first Broadway show, she was in my arms as a baby. So she knows theater.